distinguished experts on the dais and august gathering over here from industry, media, academia, and government departments. See, it is a fact that we have been talking about e-governance, and the moment we say e-governance, there is a IT component built in that, because the e-governance starts with the small e. Of course, big governance, so major component is the governance part, but the beginning is with the IT component. And the moment we talk about IT, number of crimes which include with IT, which include with the media, starts coming to us. Now what is happening is we have been conceiving the e-governance projects, the basic theme of which is to deliver the services at the doorstep of the citizens by using the ICT. Now once we are saying delivering of the services, it means we are trying to include citizens also as a part or as a stakeholder of the decision making or policy making or users. Now once we are talking about information dissemination, now what is happening is until unless all stakeholders, which include citizens, the designer, the technocrats, the bureaucrats, the policy makers, they are being basically taught about what are the issues related with technology. I don't think we will be able to position to move further, because what is happening is the moment we say crime, now if crime being done physically is totally different from a crime being done on a IT media or using the IT technology, because the moment we say physical crime, it is physically visible to us. But the crime which we are doing through IT media or through internet or through a electronics equipment or something, that is not visible to us. We get the end result only. So it is very important for us to take forward any vision or any plan which government is planning now in the interest of citizen, that we bring the awareness among the citizens about the cyber crimes, IT security and all these things. Similarly, it is very essential that those who are implementing the law, because what is happening until unless those who are implementing the law, especially the judiciary and the police who have to implement and follow the guidelines, they are aware that what are the laws, how a FIR can be registered against this case. If suppose somebody has gone for a hacking, what are the laws which will allow him to put somebody behind the bar, or what action is to be taken up. I don't think we will be in a position to move further by making a real effect or real impact of the policy which Government of India has planned it out. Because Government of India says that even in an organization which is dealing in IT, we need to have a Chief Information Security Officer, which means he is supposed to have a system which he can keep authenticated with the new trends. He can basically go through the system and can plan out that he plan out the trail audits on some periodic method. So looking to this, basically, since NILET is a DIT organization, we have been in the capacity building field for ICT. Now we have diversified, or rather we have taken a forward integration in the field of e-governance, and even in the field of, now we are planning basically for cyber crimes also. We have been thankful to DIT, Government of India, for giving us funds for number of projects which we have taken up, especially related with the setting up of forensic lab, which includes setting up a forensic lab in Jammu, Kashmir, Gorakhpur and Northeast. The basic purpose has been to ensure that whenever there is a manipulation in the data, we are able to compare it out and basically are able to give a result that how corruption has taken place, what was the source of corruption, and what were the agencies or activities or manpower involved in that. Now with these words, basically I will close this thing because I have to rush to my office for the parliament session. Some question is there. But my colleagues, Mr. Shukla, who is the director in charge for Gorakhpur, and Mr. Tripathi, they will give you throw a light on what we have been doing in the forensic lab and how we are going for the capacity building of especially the police officers, the defense officers, because we have already conducted training for, I think, almost more than 500 government officers in Jammu, Kashmir and Gorakhpur. Thank you very much.